Sometimes right-wingers will say something here and there that makes sense and even has some truth in it. I hear this great reset stuff passing around a lot. To me, it's another word for disaster capitalism. There is a new world order. It's called the Atlas Project. You have these like billionaires that come together and they put money into Latin America and they elect fascists. That's your new world order. That's your new world order. Alex Jones back in the day, I was talking about how they're trying to do things to make kids gay and weaken people and all that. That's the only thing about Alex Jones back then that I actually supported and I really understood back then. I kind of got that, and that's the danger in a system and a society to take that kind of thing seriously, is that someone like me who obviously is anti-Semitic and obviously isn't operating upon those type of ideas, because no one else is having these kind of discussions, I get hooked into it. Ron Paul talking about police brutality, police militarization, speaking against the war in Iraq, speaking against a lot of things the government does. I didn't agree with that. I wasn't a Republican, but him talking about it drew me in, because you're dealing with a system not operating the way it should. See, Trump and the far right, their power was in the weakness of institutions. America moved left on war. Hillary Clinton didn't see that. That's the danger in the far right, is just the institutions becoming rusty and weak and unable to cope with the realities of modern America. You have this thing now, people talking about, talking about Joe Biden and talking about the war and how he messed it up and all this. Let's be clear about something. We know from the documents that have been released, every president knew the war wasn't going well. Those wars weren't going well. Trump was the first president that covered up the deaths and covered up things that was ordinarily open for the public to see. But he knew. Trump met with the Taliban. Let's be clear about something. This is why I say often that the left can do everything right and fail. The right can do everything wrong and still win. Because we know Trump met with the Taliban. These right-wingers out here telling us, we knew Trump was going to end the war. He didn't do it. Biden ended a 20-year-long war fought on the basis of a lie. Listen here. Those guys took the country in 9 days without a shot being fired. And I gotta listen to these rednecks talk about how Joe Biden bungled the end of the war. Let me be clear about it. Anybody out here saying that is in effect saying we should have stayed in Afghanistan another 10 years. That's the only thing you're saying. Because I take the country 9 days, that isn't a war. That's me taking back what's mine. That's what that means. You didn't win anything, you didn't fight anything. But a waste of lives that was. I understand that right-wing ideology doesn't have to make sense. The right-wing ideology doesn't have to make sense. It's not made to. In many cases, right-wing ideology is half a thought. Let's call some 5 minutes what I'm talking about. You get it. It doesn't have to make sense. But it's just amazing how so many conspiracy theories sound right, because they're based off the fear of working class people who see a system of capitalism that's not working the way it should. And they can see that now. And they know that now. And that is an impetus that leads to things like the Proud Boys. For me, it's sad that instead of having real conversations about collapse and the end of cheap gas and the end of, certain things, that we're going towards conspiracy theories, and that's sad to me, because in some cases you're on the right track. It's almost like aliens looking down on a planet and they're like, hey, they're getting it. They're not quite there. That's how I feel. You're not quite there yet to understand like how power works. When Trump talks about how everybody, you can't do business in New York and not be a crook. Doesn't anybody stop for a moment and say like, yeah, that's probably a bad thing. Like, we should probably stop this. He's probably right. Like, when Trump called the military suckers and losers, I'm like, he's right. Why doesn't anybody agree? He's right. That's how rich people say us. What's the big... You're mad because a rich white man is telling you you're a sucker for going and fighting in a country tens of thousands of miles away from home, where most Americans couldn't find a map, to go fight some brown-skinned man who couldn't find America where you come from on a map, who never attacked you, and you went overseas and fought him and got your legs blown off, and now you like, and you're mad that Trump calls you a sucker? Really? That's what you're mad about. You're not mad about him knowing about COVID for 3 months and nothing about it. You're not mad about the constant jokes and inappropriate, the injecting bleach into the body. You're not mad about any of those kind of things. You're mad about him calling soldiers suckers and losers. Hi. I went to the military. I went and got screamed at and hollered at and clawed through the mud and ran and shot guns. Congratulations. I made $1 million last year. I plan to make double that next year. That's Trump. And I just don't understand. Once again, I don't understand. It's crazy the things the right see. The things they see where they're like, yeah, Trump went too far. I'm like, he's just telling. I don't get mad for dogs barking, or I don't get mad about cows mooing. I learn from it. I'm a working man. I'm learning. I want to learn from it. I don't want to get mad. I thought the tweets were funny. I did 1 semester in college, and even I know you are what you write. And for the president to write hamburger and cold feet, to me that was funny. It showed an ignorance in that he doesn't even understand how that makes him look. I'll leave it at that. For me, it's just sad to live in a world that's driven by conspiracy theories instead of conspiracy facts that are right in front of your face. All you have to do is just pay attention.